Hey, jingle. All right. Oh man, clearing your throat for that long is actually really ineffective. Just don't cough jingle bells. Anyway, welcome to Memoirs of a White Guy, Chapter 15, Christmas Edition. I don't know if that's going to be the title, but I'm going to talk about Christmas because, man, it's Christmas. Idiot. Imagine if you didn't know. Imagine if I was like, Christmas, and you're like, shit, really? Ah, man, you're going to be screwed if you have to. If anyone's left their Christmas shopping till now, raise your hand. Now, you can't see, but my hand is raised, and that is a massive problem because, well, I didn't leave Christmas shopping until the last minute. I attempted to go Christmas shopping. I just haven't finished. Because, here's the thing. I'll give anything a good crack. I'm happy to give it a good crack. So I got in my car, grabbed my wallet, went to the shops, then spent 45 minutes driving around looking for a park. Found a park in the week before Christmas. It was a miracle. I couldn't believe it either. At first, I thought it was like a mirage. Like, there was like a free spot. You know when you think you see a free spot, but it's actually like a small car, and you're like, oh, fuck you, Mazda 2, and you keep driving. But then this was like, oh, it's going to be a small car. Put my indicator on. Boom! Free park. Just, there was another guy indicating, and I was like, stuff this, put my indicator on, then ripped a turn in front of him, got in there, and look, I still, even when I put my handbrake on, like I put my car into park, I was like, I'm hallucinating. There's no way I just got to park in the week before Christmas. But I did. And it was a thing. So once I got inside the shopping center, it's obviously chaos. But I was like, let's just make the best of a bad situation. I'm going to come here once. I'm going to smash it out. Let's do this. So I had to buy gifts for my girlfriend, my brother, my mum and dad, the whole family, just the usual. I had to buy a bunch of gifts. And I was like, let's just smash it out all at once. And I got bored and went home. I just couldn't do it. I tried. I bought one item. I was there for 2 hours and I bought one thing. I bought the one thing in the first 5 minutes because I knew I wanted it. And then I walked around for another hour and 55 minutes and then just cracked the shits and went home. And I think that's how most guys Christmas shop. That's pretty much how, because I'm not much of a gift guy. I'm more of like I like receiving gifts. It's annoying when people go, Christmas is all about giving. No, Christmas is all about receiving cool shit. That's what you're taught when you're a kid. You're taught that Christmas is about receiving shit. And now I get why people go, oh, we're not doing Christmas this year. Oh, we're not doing presents. And I used to go, oh my God, what Scrooges, like you Grinches, just how dare you not do Christmas? And now I'm like, oh, I reckon we just don't do Christmas this year or ever again. It's my least favorite time of year, I think. I like the festiveness of this time of year, but it's by far the worst time to be alive. It's the worst time to be a functioning member of society because there's other functioning members of society about. And usually I don't see that because I go out in old people hours, right? Because everyone else is at work during the day and I just sit at home and make dumb videos, record podcasts and make Snapchat stories. That's my life, right? So I'll go out, I'll usually go to the shops during the day and the hardest thing I'll have to deal with is dodging some old guy on a scooter. I'm like, oh no, I've got 4 minutes to make a decision on whether to move to the left or the right. That's my biggest problem. Although those guys do go very fast on their scooters. So yeah, someone needs to tell those old dudes to ease up in the shopping centers. It's not like NASCAR out there. It's not the Grand Prix. It's a shopping center. People are, actually know what? I was about to suggest that they should bring in speed limits to old people, but I am 100% going to be that guy. So, no, I'm happy. Keep it a grey area, and I'll put up with it in the meantime. But as soon as I get to I'll be even if I can still walk, I'll be get to 60, and I'll be or even 50. Fuck it, I'm going to do it next year. I'm going to buy a scooter. That's what I want for Christmas. Just so I can hoon around a car park, and no one can say shit. But the thing is, if I did it, it'd be frowned upon. People are like, oh, what's this young guy riding on a mobility scooter? I'm like, it's because I'm Lightning McQueen, bitch. And then I just go, and just zoom past him and give him the finger as I'm going past. And he's like, was that a Cars reference? Yes, it was. Deal with it, okay? How many piston cups have you won? That's right, none. Ka-chow, ka-chow. And then I just leave and zoom off with like Nitro. What am I talking about? I'd pimp my scooter. That's what I'm talking about. I'd have a totally pimped. So if anyone wants to buy me a pimped mobility scooter for Christmas, I'll make a video on it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, old people. Oh yeah, I go to the shops in old people times usually, like when there's no one at the shops. That was my point. Because everyone else is at work during the day, and I do stuff when people are at work. So then I go to the shops the other day when people are just about all of a sudden because it's Christmas time, and that's why I hate it. I think that was my point. This is why I hate going to Christmas, because there's other functioning members of society also functioning. And I'm like, what are all these other humans doing? And I just get intimidated. So yeah, I hope no one else did that and has left their Christmas shopping still to do, like me, because tomorrow's going to suck. I'm going to have to go again, and it's going to be even worse, and I'm going to hate it even more. Probably spend an hour and a half looking for a park, and it's my fault. It's 100% on me. I just got overwhelmed by I think just the pressure of trying to pull off a good gift, because like, parents have the safety net of going, like, if they give a bad gift to their kid, they go, oh, Santa's stuffed up, good on you, Santa. But, like, no one, if I give a shit gift, everyone's like, man, Luke's gifts are shit. So, and the pressure gets to me. I think I just hate the whole giving thing, the being generous to others. It's like, well, I'm not a charity, okay? Look at me, do you see World Vision? No, I'm just a dude with a podcast and a big long cock. So that's all I have to offer in this world, really. So if everyone could just stop with, like, the society needs to stop with the present pressure that I'm receiving, and I'd be less stressed, because I'm currently, the first 5 minutes of the podcast, I'm sorry, it's just been me stressing out because I'm a disorganized prick. But at least I know it. What else about Christmas that I want to talk about? Oh yeah, reindeer antlers on cars. You can't be serious, can you? Like, these have been going for what, like 5-6 years now, and people consistently try and pretend that their car is an animal that pulls a sleigh. It's a Kia Carnival, all right? You're not Rudolph, okay? And they put little noses at the front. Oh, it looks cute. It's festive. No, and enough, okay? It's not even cute when I looked at it as a kid and I was like, but that's not a reindeer. What it looks shit. I mean, it just looks like you got like a deformed car. So you can quit that. I saw a guy the other day with tinsel wrapped around his aerial. I'm like, dude, that's probably just blocking your reception, all right? For the amount of, festive cheer that you're really getting out of that, is it worth it having a static radio? Probably not. So yeah, reindeer antlers on cars can just go. That's probably one of the worst things about Christmas. That's maybe why I'm hating it so much. I think I was actually enjoying Christmas the other day, and then I saw the guy with tinsel on his antenna, and I was like, nah, Christmas is not the time of year for me. Everything annoys me. Like, you never hear the sentence, oh, I've got reindeer antlers on my car and I have sex with heaps of women. It just doesn't it doesn't happen. Just stop. Okay, that's my rant on reindeer antlers. What else shouldn't be a thing in Christmas? Mariah Carey. It's the one time of the year when Mariah Carey is a relevant human being. She's got her one song, and it's just every year it comes back. All I want for Christmas is to never hear that song again, Mariah. So and how's the way she was like, "Oi, James Corden, can you help me promote my one thing?" And he's like, "Yep, let's do a carpool karaoke." And that happened. I was really disappointed that happened. But yeah, she's relevant again. Well, she was relevant this week. Don't worry, next week you won't even know her. Next week, if I was like Mariah Carey to someone, they'd be like, "What?" And, okay, she's not that unrelevant, but, Bublé can stay. Bublé's Christmas albums are the shit. Also, the other worst thing about Christmas, actually the worst thing, full stop, and this is a controversial opinion, but I don't care, The Polar Express. That is a terrible Christmas film. I've been in about 5 arguments this week, about The Polar Express, and honestly, what is there to like about that film? The best part of that film is when Tom Hanks plays animated Tom Hanks, and that film has one of the most boring protagonists I've ever seen. The main kid in it, if you haven't seen it, is reluctant to go on a Christmas adventure at the start until he kind of just gets forced on this train, then they go to the North Pole. There's a bunch of songs in the middle, and there's a few black kids, so diversity. I'm assuming the kid in the yellow is gay. I don't know, I get that vibe. And so there's a lot of diversity in there. It's a real festive, happy-go-lucky film, and really nothing happens. They just, I don't think they even save Christmas. I think they just go to the North Pole, and then I remember there's a scene where the train skids off the tracks. That's pretty exciting. Again, that's Tom Hanks though. He's the best part of that film. But yeah, I had an argument with someone during the week, and they're like, "Dude, that's one of the better Christmas films." Well, what's the fun of watching the main character who's never taken a risk in his life get on a train and go to the snow? Trains don't even go to the snow, so that's pretty unrealistic there. And yeah, and so I'm not happy with that film, and I'm sick of arguing with people. But yeah, I hate that film. I was going to do a review on it, but then I just couldn't be bothered because I didn't want to watch it. So yeah, that's a thing. What else do I want to talk about? What did I do this week? This week I had my 100th gig of the year. So this year my goal at the start, I was saying last week, was to do 100 gigs, and I was up to like 95 or something last week. Did 5 more this week. Boom, hit 100. I think I've still got 1 to go. Then I'm going to take some time off, write some more material, really work on it. I need to put out a few more videos. Obviously I've been a bit lackluster on the video front because I've been focusing so much on my show next year. But yeah, show's coming along well. The gigs have been good. Went to see Rogue One. Yes. Okay, so Rogue One is the new Star Wars film. Actually, you know what? I'll do a small review of the new Star Wars film, Rogue One, at the end. So then the people who don't give a shit or haven't seen it, so I won't spoil it for them, can listen at the end of the podcast. That's what I'm going to do. After the questions, I'm going to do Rogue One as my thoughts on the movie, because I feel like I need to do this because it's my favorite film. Star Wars are my favorite films. Rogue One is not the best one, but it's good. It's real good. So I'd suggest you to go see it. I went and saw it twice already. I went and saw it twice in the first day. I'm a nerd. I did that for the last Star Wars film as well. I always go to the midnight screening, and there's usually some people dressing up, but I just wear my Star Wars t-shirt under my jumper. It's just for me. I don't show anyone that I'm a nerd, but I just wear my Chewbacca top and just be like, shh, I'm normal. But really, I'm super keen to be there. And yeah, I mean, anyone who's going to a midnight screening of anything is super keen to be there. I've never been to a midnight screening of a gaming thing before. Apparently that's nuts. Going to those weird Pokemon. I know a mate who went to the midnight thing at Federation Square for the new Pokemon game. And yeah, that just would have been Virginity 101. How to not insert yourself into a female ever. And you would have been like, hey man, how do you talk to a girl? And they would have been like, what Pokemon's that? And you're like, oh, doesn't matter. That's a real thing. I can't talk though. I go to midnight screenings of Star Wars, so it's just as bad. But yeah, that was sick. I was super excited. I was counting down the days to the new film, and I do that every year. So pretty massive Star Wars fan. I think I've said that before. It's my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, the new one was sick. I'll do the review at the end. Today might have to be a shorter podcast just because I was filming a video this morning, and then also got distracted. Here's what I got distracted doing. I started watching these Is Santa Real conspiracy videos. If you hadn't seen on my Snapchat story, I just watched a bunch of them, and it's Santa sighting, and there's all these ones of just that looks like cardboard cutouts of sleighs just flying through the New York City skyline, and then people prove why they're real, and then some people make videos why this Santa sighting is fake, and you're like, dude, we could see the fishing wire coming down. You didn't need to make a 15-minute debunking video of why this Photoshop is or why this editing looks shit. Some of them look like a 60s horror movie where you're just that's... You can see the clan. One I saw was definitely clanimation. I was you didn't even try. You didn't even throw, a Santa toy in the air and film it and then, key it in. No, you just, you blatantly drew a picture and then moved it across the screen. Anyway, they all suck. That was pretty funny. And the best one was, most of them were, almost similar to UFO sightings, where, they'd see the sleigh in the air. But one of this guy, there's one where this guy was just filming a bunch of people, in the woods. He was walking around, near Christmas, looking at Christmas lights. and he sees a guy, he sees Santa, you see this red figure in like a red hat and a red suit run through the bush, and he's like, dude, it was Santa, it was definitely real. Dude, it was a guy dressed as Santa, it's Christmas Eve, what? That was the funniest shit. He was like, man, I saw it, and like he got interviewed and stuff on TV, and he's like, it was definitely Santa, and I'm like, yeah, it was like a mall Santa. He was probably pissing in the woods. What's wrong with you? It's like seeing people are just, I can't get over. I can't fathom actually. It's mainly Americans. I know a lot of Americans listen to this podcast, and I'm sorry, but you've got some people letting you down. There's a few real outliers in your society who, I know it's a minority. I know it's not everyone who's dumb as dog shit, but there's some real, you got a problem. You got an epidemic of dumbasses in America. Like, they reckon like, oh, we're all obese. No, fix your dumbass problem and then like burn the fat. It's a way bigger issue. All the conspiracy theorists, the nuts alien guys, sort those dudes out first, and then let's work on losing weight as a whole. Actually, Australia's fatter per capita now. We're more obese. But you see less lunatics going like, oh, that's Santa, man. Like, you hear no one bothers. If I saw a sleigh in the sky right now, like I'm sitting in front of my window, if I just saw a sleigh go past, I'd be like, sick. It's a cool sleigh. Like, Qantas are rolling out a new sleigh range. Instead of their Airbus A380, they're doing sleighs now. Cool. I just accept it. I feel like most Australians would just look at me like, oh, it's a cool sleigh, and just move on with their lives because I have better shit to do. So, America, you need to ease up. Sick of watching your Santa spotting videos. I know it's my fault. I sit there and I watch it. But yeah, that's why the podcast will probably be shorter today, because I need to go to work and I've wasted a day watching Santa conspiracy videos. And then I was like, oh, wait, I got a podcast to record. Can't sit here all day watching Is Santa Real videos. Actually, I got to do a genderless nipples update. So last week, I talked about this Instagram account. It's an organization. It's essentially an organization that's asking for nudes, just non-stop. Because what it is, it's an Instagram account where you send in your nipples, pictures of just your nipple, and it's all about equality and that everyone's nipples look the same, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, people started during the week sending me pictures. Like, people went and checked it out after the podcast, and you guys started sending me pictures of just messed up nipples, going like, send this in. Or some posted a picture. Oh, there's this one that they actually uploaded, and some guy sent me, oh, I'll find his message. He just messaged me like a picture of one of the nipples that they uploaded, and it said, what the fuck is this? This isn't a nipple. This is not genderless. It's unhealthy. And it's true. This nipple that they actually uploaded on their account, it looks like the map of Mordor. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, it's like black, and it looks like, there's a bit of it that looks like the Nike tick. It's not a nipple. It's actually unhealthy. He's right. So Marcel, thank you for pointing that out. So during the week, I've just been receiving pictures of nipples, which is not cool. But yeah, I said last week that I'd send in my nipple, and I did, right? I sent them my nipple, and they didn't upload it, which makes me feel really self-conscious, because they're uploading like really messed up looking nipples, like full Mordor looking, like one looks like a ball sack. Like, there was a nipple that just was drooping, and then I sent him mine. I'm like, they'll definitely post it. I've got a sweet nip. And they didn't post it, so I'm feeling self-conscious right now. I shaved my nipple for it and everything. I was like, oh, this will be funny. If I get my nipple posted, I could post it on my page. Like, oh, genderless nipples. And then I was going to be like, reveal the fact that it was a male nipple. But, yeah, they didn't post my nipple, so maybe I'll just post a picture of my nipple anyway. A bit of an underwhelming update, but that's okay. I'm going to answer some of your questions now, because I asked you guys to send in, and we got a few, which was good. This one's from Dog in Space, so that was their name. I'm assuming it's like some Labrador just on the space station right now. That would be cool if dogs were listening to my podcast on Mars. Anyway, it said, hey Luke, I love your podcast. I've been listening since day one, and I'm listening to it right now, and I'm going into a new class next year, and I'm in the class with some people I hate. What should I do? P.S. I live in Geelong for the tour. Oh, cool, man. If you live in Geelong, sign up to the mailing list. Some of you still went and signed up, but again, not all of you have signed up to the mailing list yet. So go to www.lukekidgell.com, sign up to my mailing list to see me live, and yeah, you'll be the first ones to hear about any shows I do next year. I've already booked some in, so definitely get on those, because I'm pretty sure I reckon they'll sell very quick, because again, I booked a smaller room than I should have booked for the amount of people. Anyway, so what did you say? Oh, I'm in a class with people I hate. What should I do? Bash him, man. Bash him. What you should do is bring a gun to school. And okay, you live in Geelong, so you're not American. All right. So in America, what you'd do is you'd bring a gun and massacre your classmates and your teachers. But in Australia, we have stricter laws on that. So what would you do? You'd just bash him, man. You'd give him just a didgeridoo over the back of the head, or a boomerang to the face. That's pretty much the Australian way. No, but seriously though, man, what you should do is, if you hate people, don't speak to them. Why are you sending in this question, really? If you're in class with people I hate, like, are they bullying you? Are they harassing you? If you just hate them, if you're the asshole, just don't hate them. Maybe they're nice people, but if they're assholes to you, then just ignore them, or yeah, boomerang to the face. That's all I can answer that question. I hope you have a good year, man, and have fun with your new class. By the end of the year, you might be their best friends. So they might be like, oh, remember that time when I threw a boomerang in your face? They're like, oh, bro, that was so sick. It didn't come back to you because it hit my face. And you're like, yeah, we're friends. That's how I met my girlfriend, actually. I was just like, we saw each other across a crowded room, and like this, it was weird because it was at this. Here's the actual story, right? So we're at this like ballroom, right? And it was like for this formal thing, and I actually saw her across the room, and there was really romantic music playing, and like it wasn't that romantic, but it was like ballroom style classical, and I legit saw her for the first time, and I was like, wow, that girl's beautiful. And I don't know what she thought of me, but it was really weird. And like when you see a girl you really like, you can't stop looking at her. And I just looked, like I was just staring at her across the room, and then she started walking over to me, and I quickly grabbed my boomerang and just went bang, and then just got her straight in the face. She was out cold for 2 seconds, but when she woke up, I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have thrown a boomerang at your face. Can we date for the next 3 years? And she was like, absolutely, Luke. And yeah, the rest is history. So actually, I'm going to get my girlfriend on the podcast soon, and then we'll actually tell the story of how we met. Because I didn't actually hit her in the head with the boomerang. The next question. Hey, Luke. This is from Patrick. Hey, Luke. My name's Patrick, and I've just uploaded my first YouTube video. After a while of thinking about what I should do, I just decided not to be a bitch and just record a video and see how it goes. That's the best way, man. That's exactly what you should do. Sometimes, yeah, it's just better to upload, man. It's all about consistency. I'm a producer/DJ and currently have just over 1,000 likes on Facebook. That's fair bit, man. That's good. I've made a video about why DJing party sucks. I was wondering what can I do to boost the views and gain subscribers to see my videos, as this is a new passion of mine and I'd love to pursue on the side of music production. That's really cool, man. I reckon doing videos with whatever you're doing. So say I'm doing comedy, I do stand-up, right? And then I do videos on the side. It's a great way for people everywhere to engage with what you're doing, because like not everyone wants to come out to watch a stand-up show, which I get. But it's cool that I can reach more people just doing funny stuff online. So if you want to become a successful DJ, I reckon do funny videos, man. People will be like, oh man, have you seen that funny DJ? He makes good videos as well. Definitely do that. It's a good start. I actually he linked me the video, and I watched your video, Patrick. It was good, man. It was pretty funny. So also the editing was very good as well. Very good for your first video. If you go back to the very start of my channel and watch my first videos, yours is a lot better. So keep it up and you'll be absolutely killing it in no time. But as far as my advice goes for YouTube, honestly, I feel like I'm not in the place where I can give advice, because my videos get jack shit views on YouTube. I mean, they've only literally just started getting like over 1,000 views. Like my videos will get like hundreds of thousands of views on Facebook. But yeah, YouTube really, I think they only get views because I link the video in the comments on Facebook. So that's a good tip. link your video on Facebook. That will get a few views, obviously. But really, the main way people go big on YouTube is getting on the front page of Reddit. That's pretty much I've got on Reddit a couple of times, and I'm only on 2,000 subscribers, man, on YouTube. So really, I can't give that good advice. I mean, most of those subscribers are from Facebook, like have come over from Facebook because I have quite a large Facebook following. But yeah, I mean, definitely use the 1,000 likes you have on Facebook to get people over to YouTube. It's really hard, man. People don't click on a link. People suck. Like on Facebook, you link something, you link a video, no one clicks on it just because they're like, oh, it's going to take me to a new tab. It's 2016. I don't have time for that. And yeah, so it's kind of hard. YouTube, I feel like, is becoming with Facebook improving their video system, I think it's becoming a bit of a thing of the past. But no, I still think, because YouTube is the only way to actually monetize and get money, because I don't make any money off my videos. So, yeah, my advice would be, man, just keep pushing YouTube. If you really want to be big on YouTube, don't upload the videos on Facebook. Keep pushing YouTube, and people will eventually go over to YouTube to watch it if that's the only place they can watch your videos. I, on the other hand, just wanted to reach as many people as possible with my videos, so I should traditionally upload the shorter ones on Facebook, and they usually go pretty well because it helps me reach a bigger audience, which helps me promote my stand-up shows and things. But yeah, that's really cool, man, that you're making videos on the side, and I hope it does well. Keep it up, and that's my advice to boost the views and gain subscribers. Just keep making consistent content is the biggest one, actually, because I stopped for 2 weeks, right, and I probably only went up like 50 to 100 subscribers this week, but when I'm uploading recently, I've been going up a lot more. So keep on uploading. People like consistency, and yeah, good luck. Brendan, hey Luke, I found your podcast randomly and it's pretty awesome. I was wondering how long you have been a comedian. Also, what other Australian comedians do you enjoy? I love Nick Mason and Mr. Sunday movies. Anyways, thanks for making me laugh. Thank you very much, Brendan. I have no idea who Nick Mason is. Should I Google him? Nick Mason. Am I supposed to know who this guy is? I bet you there's some people listening like, how do you not know who Nick... Oh, who is he? Oh, he's some old guy. I think I've got the wrong Nick Mason. Am I looking at... Is Nick Mason a 72-year-old English musician and composer? Oh, Nick Mason's the dude from Pink Floyd. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong Nick Mason. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who Nick Mason is, man, but cool. What was your question? I was wondering how long you've been a comedian. So I've been doing comedy. I've been doing stand-up since June 2015. So just almost a year and a half. Wow, that's been... So not that long, actually. I'm pretty new to it all still, but I've been like... I probably did it on and off for the first 6 months, and I would say I've been doing it full-time for a year. So yeah, that's how long I've been... I don't like calling myself a comedian. I like to say that I do comedy, because like a comedian's someone who it's their full-time job. I still have a job outside this, because technically that's not my profession yet, a comedian. I want to be a comedian, but at the moment I just do comedy. He said, what other Australian comedians do you enjoy? I love most Australian comedy, man. I love Australian comedy, probably definitely more than American or British. I love Will Anderson. He's probably my favourite Australian stand-up. I think Matt O'Kine's great. Tommy Little is great. Just most of the main guys. If you want some unknown people, I mean, I honestly think some of my best friends are like some of the best comedians I know. Like, I really love Khaled Fala's stuff. He's a good friend of mine. I love Lewis Spears' stuff, and I love Joseph Green. He's my buddy. He if you look him up, go see him at the Comedy Festival. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's great. I think some of the comedians that you've never heard of are often some of the best Australian comedians. As far as online Australian comedians, again, Lewis, Elliot Loney. The best online guy by far, and he'll always be my favourite, is definitely Alex Williamson. His videos are just like so funny. I just love that dumb sense of humor. So yeah, definitely Alex Williamson is he's great at online stuff. I've also seen him live, which was good. But yeah, my favorite Australian comedians, I love Tom Gleeson. Pretty much everyone on the gala that you watch. I love pretty much all of them. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Brendan. Last one. This is from Miranda. Hi Luke, I'm one of your... I shouldn't go through all the questions every week. This is what I do. So I'm now out of questions again because I answered them all. So if you could all send in questions again, that would be awesome. So I have stuff to talk about next week. This is the last one. Hi Luke, I'm one of your biggest fans. You have to come to Perth. I've already signed up to your mailing list cult. Just wondering, what was the last meaningful lie you told? Before I answer your question, everyone needs to be like Miranda and sign up to the mailing list. Because, man, the shows are, like, just really right around the corner. I mean, not so... Like, ticket sales are genuinely right around the corner. All the shows will be on sale soon. So, if you want to come see me live, which I've been genuinely working my ass off on the show, it'd be awesome if you all came out. Also, I've been trying to make the tickets as cheap as humanly possible. Like, I spent probably, like, 3 hours looking for an alternative ticketing service that's not like Ticketek or the normal ones you use, because they're quite expensive, and they're actually less expensive for me to use, but way more expensive for the people who buy the tickets, because there's like some of them come with like a $5 booking fee and stuff, and I know that, like, as someone who goes to shows regularly and stuff, that sucks, and I hate that so much. So I found a place where I'm hoping to keep the booking fee under like $1.50, which I'm actually losing money on. So, which I didn't want, but I was like, nah, I want to keep it. I want to keep the tickets as cheap as possible. So, I mean, it's my first year, so I didn't want price to be like a reason to put people off coming. So, I'm trying to keep the tickets like under $20, which is really hard when you have got to pay for venue hire, sound guys, flights, accommodation for the interstate shows. So yeah, it's got to cover all... Man, I'm going to die. I just realized now, like, that's a lot. I have to cover food. Like, man, I'm going to die. So yeah, if you all don't sign up to the cult and come to my show, I'm probably going to die. So, yeah, I shouldn't have either made the tickets that cheap. No, I still want to make them cheap. That's the thing. I'm willing to risk death on my tour. Like, I won't even be able to afford food, but you guys won't have to pay a big booking fee. So, but yeah, I hate, like, Ticketek and shit, because I don't even get that, like, I don't get that money. They just make the money themselves. So I found, like, an independent one, jumped through, like, 50 hurdles and stuff with the comedy festival, because they don't like you using private ones. So I had to get them. Oh man, it was a whole thing, but I managed to do it for you all to save you like $4. So I bloody hope you appreciate it. Okay, took me hours. So yeah, definitely do what Miranda did. Sign up to the mailing list. Come see the live show. It's seriously, like, I'm actually really happy with how it's coming along. I cannot fathom how excited I am to perform all my bits as a whole and make them a show. So this is just me nerding out over my own comedy, I just realized. Anyway, join the mailing list. Miranda, I'm going to answer your question. Let me know where you're from. Cool. So Miranda said, I'm one of your biggest fans. You have to come to Perth. I will definitely be coming to Perth. So if you're from Perth, jump on there and you can meet Miranda. Miranda sounds cool. So just wondering, what was the last meaningful lie you told? That's a very deep question, Miranda. I don't really tell meaningful lies. I think if you're... Like, I tell petty lies a lot. Like, I'll knock over something, like at my house, like an expensive thing. I'll be like, it wasn't me, it was the dog. And then I'm like, shit, we don't have a dog. So everyone knows it was me. But I'll do petty lies like that all the time. I'll lie about shit, like, just to cover my ass and stuff. Breaking shit and saying shit I shouldn't have. I'll, like, lie about dumb stuff. But I would never... I mean, clearly it's not a meaningful lie, because you wouldn't lie to someone who meant something to you, or you lie about something that was meaningful to you. So I don't think I can remember the last meaningful lie I told. Actually, no, I remember the last meaningful lie that I told myself in the mirror, and that it was, Luke, you are as gorgeous as people say you are. And actually, no, sorry, that wasn't a lie, that was the truth. Man, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for you, Miranda. So yeah, I don't tell meaningful lies. I think lying to someone who means a lot to you is pretty rude, so I don't really do. I feel like I'm a real open book kind of a person, like, and I'm so open book to the point where I'm a bit like autistic, and I'll be too honest to people. Like, if I think someone was wearing a shit jacket, I'll be like, nice jacket. And then they'll be like, oh, really? I'm like, no. And like, oh, okay. And then they go cry and stuff. Like, I'll just be like, I'm just a bit of a dick. But like, usually if I have like, I know this is an old cliche saying, but I genuinely, if I have nothing nice to say, here's my saying. If I have nothing nice to say nothing at all, or be mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, that's I'm happy with being a dick. So yeah, but I won't I won't lie about, like, if there's actually a serious issue, say in in a relationship or whatever, I'll be like probably too honest at times. But yeah, I don't really lie to people. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's the last question. Thank you, Miranda. I look forward to seeing you at the Perth show. Everyone else needs to sign up to the mailing list. That's pretty much it. The Star Wars review. All right, I got to go to work in like 5 minutes, but I'm going to talk about Star Wars for a bit. Okay, so anyone who hasn't seen Star Wars or isn't interested in me talking about Star Wars, tune out in 3, 2, 1. Just... Are they gone? Ah, man, those people suck. Like, why... Anyway, why wouldn't you listen to this? Okay, so I'm going to be doing spoilers. If you're still listening and really don't want to hear, I'm going to be doing spoilers. So, yeah, spoilers coming in 3, 2, 1... Dumbledore dies. I said it. I know I shouldn't have said it. Dude, seriously, Mufasa dies. Everyone dies. That actually is a spoiler. Everyone in the movie dies. So yeah, if you haven't seen it now, go see it, because everyone dies. That was the one thing that I actually thought was cool about this movie. So Star Wars is my favorite film. This is just not the podcast now. This is just me being a dork and talking about Star Wars. So what I actually liked was that it didn't have the Hollywood ending that most Star Wars films do, and just pretty much every film. Literally, everyone who you get remotely attached to in the film dies, which was good, because or else those characters would be in A New Hope, because this Star Wars movie is set between Revenge of the Sith and the original movie, A New Hope, and it's how the rebel spies got the plans for the Death Star, and god damn it, this was cool. Now, the dumbest part of the film, if you've seen it, you'd know what I'm talking about. I loved it, right? I don't want to shit on it, but there was this one bit where the Asian dude, I don't know what his name was, but he's like the ninja Asian dude, was with his stuff, and he was fighting all the stormtroopers, and then he kicked up sand during the choreographed fight scene, kicked up sand into the stormtrooper's face, and the stormtrooper was like, oh, and flinched. He's wearing a helmet. The Imperial helmet's not sandproof now. What are we doing, Star Wars? That was probably... And also, another bad bit, it pretty much ruined the entire franchise for me, actually. And this is what I reckon happened. Hayden Christensen, the guy who plays Anakin, the last one, the Mr. I Like Sand, it's rough courts and gets and everything, that dude, he probably emailed in, oi, I've got a suggestion for a line, and then they're like, oi, do this one. And then it made it to the film. Like, there's this scene where Darth Vader's choking out a guy, like, you know, he does the force chokes, like where they go, yeah, he was choking out, I just realized that sounded like me sucking a wang. But he's choking out some guy, and then he's like, do not choke on your aspirations. And it was a really intense scene, and I was just sitting there, and it just completely threw me out. I was like, was that a fucking pun? Did they just put wordplay in a Star Wars? No, and that pretty much made the movie, went from like a real 9 out of 10 to a soft 8, just from that one line. And some of the script writing was a bit lame, but and also what also annoyed me is lots of the scenes that were in the trailer weren't in the movie. Like, they reshot the whole third act, so when they're having the fight on Scar, this is why I shouldn't be reviewing this film, because I don't even know the planet. It's like Scar off or whatever that last planet is. There's probably someone just raging right now because I don't know shit about my favorite movies. But yeah, anyway, I really have to go to work. The point is, that film was sick. Go see Rogue One. It's like Star Wars is the best, man. The bit where all the rebel troops I literally, if you're still listening to this expecting for this to be a good podcast from now on, just stop. It's just me frothing. The bit where the squid dude, he's like the old Admiral Akbar, and they all come in and all the rebel troops jump in from hyperspace and start messing up all the Star Destroyers. That was sick. That was it. And also, here's another problem I have with it. I realized I have too many problems with what was a fantastic film. Anyway, yeah, the bit where they all dress up, you know, in Star Wars movies, they always kill the bad guys and then dress up at them and like, go, oh, we're part of the Empire, and like they're wearing the uniforms, like they're dressed as stormtroopers. Why haven't the Empire installed facial recognition software yet They do it all the time. It's literally the rebels' number one trick. Like, oh, how are we going to infiltrate the base? I don't know. We'll kill some and dress up as them, then walk around and no one will know that our height and facial structure has changed. It's pretty dumb. But, yeah, great film. I seriously have to go to work. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Keep on sending in questions at luke.kidgell@gmail.com. Go join the mailing list, www.lukekidgell.com. Plenty of videos coming this week. Lots of Christmas themed shit. It's going to be fun. Have a good week.